so this is a major problem. I mean, obviously, helped to organize a lot of the sourcing for Klima's initial liquidity, and it seems that indeed we did sweep the floor of many different technology types, and so that price has increased. And then obviously, as Archimedes said, people have gotten wind of us. I mean, Klima has been in Carbon Pulse now, I think a total of 3 times. If you include the first article where they talked about the LPP. And I mean, this is like the Bloomberg Green of the carbon market. It's very well known. I've had people messaging me and some of the other team members as well that have been in this industry, just from people like, have you heard of this? What is going on? So on and so forth. And so it's definitely made waves. Let's see if things stabilize a little bit. It seems BCT price has mostly been hovering around like, I think it hit 7 recently. Now it's down to 526. But like, this is sort of the range where I think we'll have a steadier stream of offsets coming into the ecosystem, which is healthy overall. Yeah, with that, maybe we should start with questions. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
People up here. I've invited 2 people.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. So recently I was going through this Klima DAO. So basically, it's a concept based on the a leverage from the Olympus DAO. I get it. So basically, your whole purpose is to it's kind of a black hole for carbon. I get it. Of course, to lock most of the carbons in a treasury, so that in the future when the carbon price so when the in the future when most of the carbon will be locked in a treasury, there will be the limitation of the carbon supply, and that will increase the price. But I didn't still get the BCT concept of this. Suppose how you guys are like physically, is there some physical process where I have to come there and deposit my carbon or something like that in this thing, so that you can audit it and then you can raise your treasury? Hello.
Yeah. So essentially, BCT is this. Sorry, could you pause your mic real quick? Cool. So,
Can you mute your mic for a sec?
I muted it before.
Awesome, thanks. Yeah, so essentially BCT is representing 1 carbon ton. The BCT pool itself accepts a variety of different carbon offsets that have been bridged into DeFi using the Toucan bridge. And this can come from a variety of different project types, could be renewables, could be forestry, etc. But these are Verra certified units. So there's an already existing voluntary carbon market that's international. And what the Toucan bridge does is it allows people that have these offsets in the carbon registry to bridge them across into the DeFi world. And that's essentially how we build liquidity on chain for this. And so right now, like if you wanted BCT, you would simply go onto SushiSwap and trade for BCTs then.
Okay. Kind of get it, but still totally get the hold of it. Okay. I will simply, if I still get confused, I will simply write it on the Discord. Thank you. Okay.
For sure. And check out the Toucan docs as well. I think that'll help you out.
Okay. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks,
I've invited someone else up.
Morning, guys.
Hello.
Hey, can you hear me? Everything good? Everything good?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. So first, I just wanted to say there is a cat coin called Cat G. As far as go.
What's it called?
Cat G. It's CATGGE. So
Okay.
CATGE. Yeah, I would stay away from it.
Okay. I appreciate that.
But also, I just woke up not too long ago, and I looked at the price of it. It looked like we had a spike down to about like 2,400. Is there any like specific catalyst for that, or is that just people taking some profits there?
I mean, to answer I think the best answer we have is we didn't change anything on the protocol side or announce any changes. So I think it's just market activity. We don't
There's
really
some healthy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Thanks for that. Also, man, you guys are killing it. You know, that was a quick double up. The money printer's almost in effect. You guys
Yeah.
are awesome.
Thanks, man. We're starting to hit that exponential part of the curve for sure.
I'm just waiting patiently, man. I'm holding. So you guys are doing awesome. I got the recording going on too. So once it's done, who do you want me to send it to?
Oh, that's great. You can post in Office Q&A if you have if you can upload it to YouTube or something, that would be best. But otherwise, you can just drop the audio recording into the Office Q&A channel, and we'll get it posted.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you for recording.
That's all. Yeah, no problem. That's all I got. I'll just sit back and listen.
All right, man. Thanks, Malfurion.
Thank you, boy.
You're up next.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
And welcome.
Hey,
Yeah.
so in addition to Cat Coin, there's also a cat protocol called Polycat. They were actually the biggest when they launched, one of the biggest yield aggregators on Polygon, but not anymore. Their token is fish, is the fish token, though it's not cat token.
Interesting. All right. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So my question is, right now I'm using the tree icon for my name, but I'm trying to upgrade that to green vortex, which means I want to find the best way to not only get discounted Klima, but help the protocol. And what I'm thinking is it would help the protocol if users were buying BCT on the dips. So basically getting BCT cheap. And then as BCT increased in price on spikes, bond it to the treasury so that we're helping the treasury in a sense, buy the dip on BCT and then giving it to the treasury at a higher price. So you're getting more income, more premium. Does that make sense to you guys? And is that encouraged, like as BCT price goes up, do you think the bond premium will go up to synergize that?
Good question for one of our policy guys.
It is interesting.
Well, I mean, of course, like the bonds are denominated in BCTs. So like the cheaper you are getting BCTs off the secondary market to feed into the protocol, the better your bond, like the more effective your bonding is going to be for you as a person in terms of how much premium you're going to get. And like obviously bonding BCTs to the protocol helps the protocol grow.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like if I bought $10,000 worth of BCT at $5 and then BCT went up to $6. So that's going to be premium for me that I can go bond now and get my discount on discounted Klima. And I'm just wondering.
Depends,
Go ahead.
Sorry to cut you off. It really depends on the action between Klima and BCT. Because if BCT goes up and Klima goes up 1-to-1, then the premium actually hasn't changed in BCT terms.
I gotcha. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
It's a little confusing, honestly, compared to Olympus because DAI is pegged. But because BCT floats, you have to think about the relative pricing between Klima and BCT.
Yeah, I was thinking of it in a way that it's like we're helping the protocol buy dips where normally you might not be in control of that. You'd have to buy BCT at whatever you're getting it at. But if we got it cheap and then bonded it to you at a premium, it's helping the treasury go better. But I don't know if my logic was off there or not.
I think your logic still makes sense. It's just make sure you're denominating all bonds in Klima to BCT pricing. So the protocol denominates everything in BCTs.
Okay, great. Thanks, guys. Keep it up. I'm excited to be here, and we're looking good.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
Keep an eye out for Vortex. I like that.
It's coming today. I'm
fun.
coining that. I'm first to use that.
Appreciate it.
Invited 2 more people. Let's see who joins here.
Do you guys hear me okay? I want to add a point to that whole BCT premium bit. Okay, cool. So basically there's like another other side of this that we've kind of also watched over the last week, is that people who have purchased BCTs off chain at a specific price, they can do the calculation and they can actually bond at a negative discount and still come out break even for Klima, which is really interesting because this is not possible in Olympus, right? Like, you simply can't, but it's beneficial for both parties because the people get they get Klima even when there's like high demand, and then the treasury benefits because there's more BCT coming in, which is a really strange phenomenon, and that's why we saw negative BCT discounts for so long. Is like people were still bonding despite there being a negative discount because they basically did the math and figured that they could still take a loss despite their like arbitrage between the two, which is really fascinating as a mechanic. But yeah, so that's like another piece that's kind of different than Olympus, is like we have this whole other market mechanic that operates under the carbon tonnage. So there's lots to be kind of discovered over the next few months and see kind of like what the interactions are and like how people actually behave with this system.
Yeah, there was something that policy team discussed yesterday that I told some of the community that I would mention. So at this time, the policy team is not planning to make a decision about the APY schedule because the metrics that we've been seeing on the health of the protocol and the health of the treasury are so positive, and our runway, is quite healthy, above 90 days at this point. Yeah, the policy team will be meeting on a weekly basis, but right now, there's no immediate plan to change the APY.
Correct.
Is it okay to ask another question while you guys got me up here?
Sure.
Do you guys have any plans? I mean, this is I would think it's a little ways out, but any plans to add non-BCT backing? Obviously, it wouldn't count towards the real floor value, but like Olympus is doing with ETH bonds, wrap Bitcoin bonds, we could potentially do something like Matic, things like that. It would just add treasury value, but not real floor value, or we just want to keep collecting BCTs.
Yeah, this is another policy question. It's been discussed a little bit in the policy forum, but the general idea is that right now in the early phases of the protocol, we really want to prioritize deep liquidity in the BCT backed pools and accumulating, a significant percentage of the BCT supply into the treasury. And any bonds that aren't backed by BCT in some way, they don't really help the protocol directly. BCT USDC is sort of an interesting case because it doesn't count for RMB, but it is, the entry point for people who hold non-BCT assets to buy Klima. Like someone was asking in policy forum about Matic bonds, and like, yeah, there's definitely an argument to be made there about supporting the network that we, live on, and sort of incentivizing Matic holders to participate in Klima. But right now, it's not really a priority, so we'll probably circle back on that down the line.
Oh yeah, totally agree. It's something that would happen in the future, but I guess I'm thinking ahead, like flywheel effect. Like we could have governance votes with Matic USDC bonds, for example, and we could vote on saying, hey, 20x percentage of that we will use to buy back BCT for the treasury. Like whatever we collect in the treasury via Matic USDC, we could just go out, you'd give the treasury permission to go buy BCTs with that, and that would help just accumulate more and more BCT on the market.
Yeah, the general idea makes sense. I think we probably do Matic Klima just because that at least helps the protocol indirectly to increase Klima liquidity. But yeah, that's an idea we'll discuss policy forum.
Awesome.
Cool, man. Thanks for your question. Let's get some other people up here.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. So first and foremost, thank you guys for doing this. I absolutely love what you're getting up to and cannot wait to see what gets broken and rebuilt. Question here, though, also in regards to BCTs and bonding. It feels to me like as the price of Klima goes up, like the best thing to do would be to issue bonds at a sort of a steeper discount to start sucking BCT into the treasury. Is that not the case? And just sort of like, what does that cycle look like when there's a deeply discounted bond versus negative bond rates?
I think another one for the policy guys. Do we have Archimedes in here?
Yeah, I was just in the answering some questions in the written chat. Could you restate that question for me?
Sure. So it seems like the best approach when Klima price is rising drastically would be to issue bonds that significantly increase sort of your purchasing power with BCT. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Like the cycle just, I'm not sure if it's random or if there's something else that the schedule follows for how much of a discount you get when bonding BCT. So can you just talk about the logic behind that?
Yeah. Sorry, I understand now. Yeah, so the discount is determined by two different variables, one of which is in the control of the policy team and one is not. So the policy team sets something called the BCV, the bond control variable, and that's sort of how we control how much of a given bond is allowed to be issued before the discount becomes negative. So like basically the lower the BCV, the more bonds can be sold before the discount would flip negative. And the other factor is demand for bonds, right? So if a bunch of people are all bonding at the same time, that's going to push discounts negative. Or even if one person bonds a huge amount in one bond, that would push the discount negative. And then the discount will slowly move back to the positive as bonding demand goes down, right? So like if people keep bonding, it'll stay negative. If people stop bonding, it'll start rising back up again.
So
And that's all BCV doesn't change.
So I guess the BCV, keeping it low though, like wouldn't you want to keep it low as the price of Klima increases drastically because you'd want to introduce more supply into the market as the price is going up that much?
Yeah, it's a balancing act for sure.
Yeah.
And we just met, the policy team met last night to discuss BCV adjustments. And we should have an announcement on that coming today, I believe.
Awesome. Great. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Greetings, everyone.
Hello.
Okay. Actually, your platform is really very cool. I'm a student. I'm a master student, and I'm doing my research for my thesis on sustainable finance and fintech. And to be honest, your this Klima DAO has been like I think it is my thesis. I love it. I'm really loving it. So I had few questions. If not many questions, I will not take much time. Two questions. If you can answer it, I will be really happy. May I?
Oh, for sure, man.
Oh, firstly, like I have been researching on the voluntary market. So, do you think like the more pool you will have, then there will be like price shock, and there can be like price inflation later on? Like, what do you think about it? Because things voluntary market is already going up, and with this, when you are pulling so much of supply, demand has always been high. For example, Geo and Corsair prices have gone up like in the last 2 months. It has been doubled since August. So what do you think? Like this platform will just bring a big change the prices?
I think we've. Sorry, I think we've seen this in the last week for sure, as you've stated, where the general price floor has gone up, and as BCT increases in value, it opens up basically more opportunity for other technology types that are generally more expensive, like a lot of the afforestation stuff, for instance, is generally much higher price. That would start to be brought on chain as well, and so this is the whole idea of this liquidity flywheel that we create,
Hello?
where there's just more
You're
incentive,
not
essentially.
audible actually.
Cool. We have to find
Hello?
a better solution than Discord, don't we?
Uh, could you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I have two more questions actually. It will really be helpful. Like I was reading about it in your website and other places also. Like so there are different kinds of carbon offsets, as you said, renewable, or then there's alternative energies, energy, then afforestation. So when you buy BCTs, how do you differentiate it? Because you're only getting Vera and vintages after 2008. So how do you differentiate when you buy a BCT? Like how do you differentiate it? Like okay, these afforestation projects are costlier, but BCTs around, for example, 6 USDs. So how do you differentiate and buy it? Either you're doing it using carbon offsets, you're exchanging carbon offsets with BCTs, or you're using real money to buy BCTs. Like how do you do it? Like if you guys can just enlighten me about this.
So the way to view it is to view BCTs as an index of tonnage rather than like an individual ton. So it's made up and comprised of like a number of different types of tons. So we're working actually right now in the contributor Discord on putting up a dashboard that actually breaks down like the percentage. So we'll be able to see like, let's say 20% of it is hydro, 70% of it is forestry, et cetera, et cetera. Like you'll be able to actually see what comprises each individual BCT. And obviously like these weightings change as more and more tonnage is brought on chain from various projects. But that's fundamentally how you should view it. So if you want to purchase actual tonnage on chain, the best way to do it would be to look for people who are selling their NFTs that are like that basically get. So once you tokenize an off-chain ton, you get an NFT, and then you have the choice of selling that NFT with the given quantity. So let's say you tokenized 1,000 tons, you can sell that NFT. It has 1,000 tons in it. Or basically your choice is to deposit it into the BCT pool, making it liquid, and then getting BCT tokens out of it. So that's basically how you should look at it, rather than trying to pick out like what's each BCT is, because they're fungible. You have to like look at it as a complete index of what's in it.
Okay, cool. Actually, I was thinking about this because like, for example, there are some projects that are priced very low, around €3, and some projects at €12. So I was like, like this variation, and we have only one BCT. So how do you differentiate? So I was confused about this. I will look into it more. And my last question for today is like there is interest on this. Like you're getting interest on API, but like how does it work? Like how are you giving? How this platform is giving the money, like the interest on it? Whoever is holding the putting credits in the pool or tokens in the treasury, like how does it work actually?
There's a whole protocol behind this in terms of like smart contracts that govern this. So I'd recommend you take a look at the Olympus docs and like look at how like that works. and then come back to the Klima docs and be like, okay, just replace everywhere where you see dye with carbon instead.
Cool. Thank you so much, Archimedes. And I just this is the last thing. Firstly, I'm really grateful to you guys. And will it be possible anytime, like for a one-to-one interview, anytime, anywhere, Skype, anything? So it will be really helpful for my thesis, man. Anybody, if you can just give me a short interview, very quick, anytime, I'll be really helpful. I'm in Paris.
Where are you
studying
writing your
schema.
thesis? Which university?
It's Schema Business School, the Paris campus.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm sure somebody could give you a hand at some point. Just come hang out in the contributor Discord, and then
Okay.
see like, yeah, we schedule time, and we can probably see if we can get someone to give you a hand. If you come with like a whole list of questions too, that's probably a lot helpful too, because then we can just like answer them and fire them off one by one. And then we can go from there. But yeah, that sounds awesome. Let us know when you publish the paper, because we want to read it.
Of course, man. Of course, I'm really excited because I have to do it before July, so I'm just working on it. And you guys have made something that's superb. I'm really grateful to you guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the answers also.
Thanks, man. Okay, cool. I think we gotta wrap it up for today's call, but we will be back next week. Talk to you guys then. Yeah, we're getting the contributor Discord set up, so if you want to come hang out, just ping Marcus or Chaz or whoever, and we'll get you in there. Because we're just working on setting that all up, and we're slowly but surely organizing ourselves.
Yeah, just to put a pin on that for the contributor Discord, the reason we had to shut down invites is just that we need an onboarding process. So if you are serious about working for the DAO and you have a clear vision for like how you want to contribute, you can message us. But for general like interest in what we're doing in there, we'll have it opened up soon with a proper onboarding flow.
Awesome. All right, I gotta run, guys. This has been awesome. Talk to you soon.
See you guys later.